Alrighty, it's that time again. It's almost like Christmas time. Football season has begun. College, high school, pros, it has begun across the nation. And some of you guys probably don't know. I usually talk football from time to time on here since it is that part of the year. It is football season. And some of you guys may know I'm a Packer fan. And I know I have some 49er fans. And I know I have some Cowboys fans out there. I know I have some Jets fans, Giants fans. I have some fans out there from different teams. Well, this year, I wouldn't say it's a do or die year for the Green Bay Packers, which it is not. Last year was supposed to be a rebuilding season for them. They weren't even supposed to. Most people didn't pick them to do anything. But the only person, it's probably a few others. There's only probably a few others that picked them to go to the playoffs. I was one of them. I predicted they would go 9-8 last season and get to the playoffs. And that'd be it. They get to the playoffs, play the wild card round, that'd be it. They are not advancing past the wild card round. And little did we know, once they got to the record of 98, they got themselves in the playoffs, they would be matched up with the Dallas Cowboys. And if anybody knows the history between the Dallas Cowboys and Green Bay Packers, shoot. Packers have dominated the Cowboys probably in the last 15 years. I think the only lone win the Cowboys got on us is probably the 2016 season. The first year Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. Since then, no dice. So once I realized we was going to be matched up with them, I said maybe this could be the year Cowboys finally beat us in the playoffs. Something they haven't done since the early 90s, late 90s. Or this is going to be another embarrassment on the behalf of the Cowboys. We got letter B, embarrassment. A game that I did not see even coming. That beatdown, that 48-32 beatdown. Stat padding Dak Prescott because the score was worse than indicated on the box score, of course. The game was 20-0 at half. But they didn't go on to play San Francisco. And they almost beat San Francisco. They stunned San Francisco almost at their home. If it wasn't for a missed field goal, and LaFleur probably should have kicked the field goal, still trying to go for it, they probably would have won that game. And you'll be talking something way different. But the disrespect that I'm hearing about the Green Bay Packers it's puzzling to me. So you talk about a team that went 9-8, right? Almost beat the runner-up in the Super Bowl in the San Francisco 49ers, right? Okay. How I don't get the whole notion of, oh, everybody's going to catch on to Jordan Love. What? Everybody's getting studied. Everybody has to get studied. They just act like we got lucky and we're going to be bums the next season or something like that. The thing about this Packers team has been stacking its talent and its new generation probably for the last 4 seasons now. Even going back to Aaron Rodgers, Christian Watson, and I can't think of the other wide receiver they got. But those two were rookies in Aaron Rodgers' last season. And the sad part about it is Aaron Rodgers would rather be a diva and go vacation and go play golf with Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen than actually get to learn his rookie wide receivers. So, of course, there was going to be no progress with that his last season. But last season with Christian Watson, as long as he stays healthy, and I can't think of the other wide receiver's name off the top of my head right now. I can't believe I can't think of his name. But as long as they got those two going, And then they got these other wide receivers who are speedy wide receivers. That offense is going to be dangerous. And I didn't even mention Josh Jacobs yet. If Josh Jacobs stays healthy this season, that Packers offense, and if Jordan Love does not digress and progress more than what he did last year, because his numbers last year was not that bad. His numbers last year actually were Pro Bowl numbers, but he didn't get in. I think they put Matt Stafford in instead. Shoot, who is the other freaking wide receiver for the Packers right now? Romeo Dobbs. They got Romeo Dobbs and Christian Watson. Then they got Jaden Reed, which is a speed demon in himself. Put him in the slot. And then they got these big tight ends with Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgrave. Now, like I said, you got Josh Jacobs. They lost A.J. Dillon to a neck injury for the rest of the season. Then they got Marshawn Lloyd, who's a rookie from USC. He's a speedy wide receiver. They get all that offensive going, they're going to be dangerous. And I didn't get started with the defense. Now, the defense has always been the Packers, probably with the exception of last year, because defense wasn't that bad last year, but they can be a lot better than it was last year, a way lot better, but they improve over the course of the season. They got a new defensive scheme, a new defensive coordinator. Hopefully that changes their outlook defensive-wise, because defensively, over the last, it's always been their kryptonite, defense. If they can get Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary stays healthy, get Preston Smith and get Lucas Van Ness more acclimated in the defense on the line, and then they finally got some fast corners and safeties. This team will be dangerous. If not this year, next year, with more, they got with more confidence in themselves and more experience. Because they also got Xavier McKinney from the Giants. They signed him too. It's probably the best part of the Giants, especially defensive wise for them. And they still got Jair Alexander. He's still young. And they get Quay Walker out there playing. He keep his emotions in check. This team, possibly, this team can be dangerous. I don't care what a Caleb Williams can do. They keep going. I don't know why people keep telling me, you guys got to worry about Caleb Williams. Whenever hasn't been a rookie quarterback that came into the league in the last 15 years and just took over and he looked unstoppable. Because I think the last great rookie quarterback that came in was probably Cam Newton. And I think the Packers played on his rookie season and they destroyed Carolina. But you're going to have to see Caleb Williams twice. You're going to have to see us twice. Some people predict they go one-on-one with us. I don't know. I think the only team they possibly could go win one game and lose one game with will be the Detroit Lions. I'm not going to sit here and act like the Detroit Lions are trash. But we also ain't going to sit here and act like the Detroit Lions went. We split 2 games with them. Some people got it in their head that they swept us last season. I was talking to somebody the other night. They thought they swept us. I said, no. We went to their spot on Thanksgiving and whooped the fit on them. And then the Vikings, whatever happened there. So I have not looked at the schedule for this year at all. I don't want to predict anything. Let's see here. Let's see. I know I don't have a lot of Packer fans. Packer fans everywhere. People don't understand. Packers got probably one of the biggest fan bases in sports. Crazy. Let's see here. Look at their schedule right quick. So they got the Eagles in Brazil on Friday. They can win that. I think they can win most of these games. I think the only games we're looking at their schedule right now, they got the Colts week 2. That may be a tough one. Titans are not the Titans of the past. They might win that one. They got the Vikings on the 29th. Shoot, I probably gonna miss that game because I'm probably gonna be watching the Cardinals and Commanders play. aka the Redskins. They probably might win that game. Rams might be a tough one because they actually gonna play the Rams in LA for once. I don't think they play the Rams in LA in years since they moved to LA. Cardinals, they gonna win that one. That's in Lambeau. Texans, now everybody's hearing that the Texans be the newest great team. We're gonna see how CJ Stroud does with that new team. You know, he do got old boy from that came from Buffalo, Diggs. They can win that game. That's a winnable game. Jacksonville might be tough. That's in Jacksonville. And then the last test before the bye is the Detroit Lions in Lambeau. That one might be the toughest game out of that stretch they might play. Because it's a division game and the Lions are better. Unless the Lions just by week 9 just decided just to collapse. Then you got the Bears. The Bears. And Chicago. And then they got their current nemesis, San Francisco and Lambeau, on the 24th of November. That's our nemesis right now. That is our goal, to get past the 49ers in the playoffs. Not regular season, playoffs. Then you got the Miami Lions. The Miami Dolphins, they can be tough. That's a Sunday night game. We can see what happens with that. Then they got the Detroit Lions again. Seattle Seahawks, Sunday night game, I think. In Seattle, they can probably win that game. New Orleans Saints, Monday night game, they can probably win that. Minnesota Vikings again, and the Bears again. This is gonna be. I can see them losing 4 games, maybe 5 games out of this whole list. But we're gonna see how they are. Only way they'll suck this season, unless a whole bunch of people get injured and they just don't come out with it. But I don't see that happening. I see this team going back to the playoffs. I see them. I do picture them, envision them playing the NFC Championship game. And I envision them playing the 49ers. That is the monkey on their back they need to get rid of. It's the 49ers in the playoffs. They have not beaten the 49ers in the playoffs since the days of Brett Favre going against Jeff Garcia. It's been that long. Last year, out. 2 years before, out. 3 years before that, out. When they had Kaepernick 2 years in a row just getting their ass kicked. We shall see, though. We shall see. But tell me what you guys think.